Right now at 6, Portland firefighters sound the alarm.
It can close as many as 10 fire stations.
The potential cuts to crews, with the city wanting to look at all the options. Plus,
it's never fun saying no to sales, but it was a choice that we felt we needed to do.
Why some local businesses closed and others stayed open amidst a nationwide response to the immigration crackdown. Then, 1 week out from Milan Cortina and Lindsey Vonn ends a downhill in a frightening crash.
Oh my goodness me! Lindsey Vonn has crashed out!
And later at 6:30,
this is about one simple principle. No one should be afraid to seek medical care.
So who's behind a new plan to limit what federal agents can do inside Oregon hospitals? But first to our top story, with ESPN reporting the Seattle Seahawks will be put up for sale right after they play in the Super Bowl a week from this Sunday. That's according to league and ownership sources. Investigative reporter Evan Watson has been taking a closer look, though. Evan, apparently Paul Allen's estate, which owns the team, says not so fast.
That's right, David. There's pushback straight away from Seahawks ownership. The Seattle Seahawks, like the Portland Trail Blazers, are owned by the late Paul Allen's estate and effectively run by Paul's sister Jody. When Paul died in 2018, he directed his sister to eventually sell both teams and donate the money to charity. Jody Allen took the first step last year, putting the Blazers up for sale. She found a new ownership group that's finalizing a deal for over $4 billion. The Seahawks would cost even more. But a spokesperson for the Allen estate is denying ESPN's reporting, saying, "We don't comment on rumors or speculation, and the team is not for sale. We've already said that will change at some point per Paul's wishes, but I have no news to share. Our focus right now is winning the Super Bowl and completing the sale of the Portland Trail Blazers in the coming months." The sports business site Sportico values the Seahawks at $6.6 billion. ESPN reports that a Seahawks team exec believes the team could receive bids between $7 and $8 billion. When the Seahawks will officially be put on the market, that is clearly still up for debate. David?
Well, we'll see what ownership says after the Super Bowl. Thanks, Evan. Developing tonight, Portland's firefighters union is warning of potential budget cuts they say could have a big impact on public safety. They're worried as well. John Adams joins us to break down what is possible. John?
Yeah, David, I spoke with the union president who said the possible cuts would be devastating and have a huge impact on fire service in the city. But the mayor's office cautions it's early in the process still, and no decisions have been made as of right now.
Untenable and dangerous. That's how Portland's Fire Chief Lauren Johnson described the impact sizable cuts would have on Portland Fire and Rescue. Due to ongoing budget concerns, bureaus across the city were told to provide the mayor's office with information on what a 3% and 10% reduction in service would look like for the upcoming fiscal year. In a letter to key stakeholders, Chief Johnson says a 10% cut to fire's budget would be a loss of $26 million.
Talking as many as 42 firefighters less on duty in the city, which is a 25% reduction across the city, and they could close as many as 10 fire stations.
Isaac McLennan, a Portland firefighter and president of the Portland Firefighters Association, tells us a closure of stations would have a ripple effect across the bureau, leading to longer response times for crews responding to fires and health emergencies.
While we're going to do everything we can to save life and property, we know that these cuts will just have a devastating impact on our ability to do that.
In the letter, Chief Johnson says the on-staff reductions would not result in layoffs, but with firefighters being reassigned to cut down on overtime costs. But McLennan tells us a closure of stations will still impact safety across the city due to slower response times.
About firefighters in neighborhood fire stations, there's absolutely no way that we can do our job to the ability that I think Portlanders deserve.
And again, the city maintains no cuts to Portland Fire and Rescue or any other bureau have been proposed at this time. A spokesperson for Mayor Keith Wilson told me the 3% and 10% reductions are just scenarios to provide transparency as the budget process continues forward. The mayor's proposed budget due to be released in April. David?
Still, those scenarios obviously creating a lot of concern. Thanks, John. In your headlines tonight, Portland police say they have a suspect in custody after a man was shot on a MAX train. Authorities say this was just after 1 a.m. near East Burnside and 122nd. The victim was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, but police say he should survive. The suspect here, identified as 71-year-old Grover Phil, now faces attempted murder charges. To Salem, where a driver faces multiple charges tonight after police and the ATF arrested him for what they're calling a violent road rage incident. Police say 29-year-old Jonathan Muniz allegedly rammed a car multiple times with his truck earlier this month and broke the driver's window with his rifle before demanding money. This was along Southeast Sunnyside and Boone. Muniz was arrested on Thursday, some 2 weeks after the alleged attack. And unions representing more than 2,000 faculty and employees at Portland Community College have declared an impasse. That's after 10 months of collective bargaining over wages and benefits. Final offers are expected a week from today, with the potential for a strike as soon as the second week of March. Celine?
David, we have a really nice weekend coming up for us, mainly Saturday. That's when we're going to see temperatures in the 60s, partially sunny skies. It's going to be great. But right now, taking a live look at our Salem sky camera, 50 degrees. Looks like the rain has finally slowed over there. And taking a look at our radar, you're going to see that right here. We had the showers picking up later on in the afternoon. This afternoon, we saw around 0.2 of an inch of rain today. And you'll see in the last hour, things have really started to die down. And that rain's pretty much, it's going to wrap it up as we get into the rest of our evening. Saturday already looking mostly dry. And so looking at our temperatures, like we said, 46 here, 48 in Troutdale, 49 in Hillsborough. So upper 40s right now along the coast, still hanging out in the 50s, 55 in Tillamook and 52 degrees over in Newport. And so here's where we're going as we get into our weekend. Saturday, we are seeing some cloud coverage, but clouds should break a bit, giving us partially sunny conditions. And again, looks like once we get to Sunday, that's when we'll see some rain return. But looking really quickly at our weekend forecast, again, 60s on the way, 61 degrees forecasted for tomorrow, partially sunny. Sunday, showers return, temperatures in the 50s, but after that, more 60s. We'll talk more about it coming up in a few minutes.
Oh, I'm not complaining, but we definitely need the rain and the snow, don't we? Thanks, Elaine. Developing tonight, Governor Kotek has signed an executive order that takes effect immediately, creating a new council to protect immigrant and refugee communities. It's meant to coordinate state agencies to ensure families can access services and without fear. The governor's office says Kotek will also consider future legislation that would give the state more tools to respond to the federal government's policies and tactics. The short session, by the way, begins on Monday. Staying with immigration, hundreds of students walked out across the Portland metro and dozens of businesses closed their doors today as part of a nationwide protest against the president's immigration policies and tactics. Jake Holter is live in Southwest Portland with a look at how it played out. Jake?
Yeah, David, while some businesses did decide to fully close today, we talked to a handful who remained open but found another way to contribute to the cause. All across Portland, businesses finding a way to participate in Friday's national shutdown, including Bold Coffee and Books.
I think we wanted to be able to close, but we just knew that being a brand new business, just opened 15 months ago, that we couldn't really make that work within our budget.
So Bold stayed open and will donate 20% of Friday's proceeds to the Portland Immigrant Rights Coalition.
Right now we have a drink called the Bone Bone, and 10% of the proceeds of that drink go towards Perk. And I think Allie and I just decided, well, we can do a little more as well. So we landed on somebody that we were already planning on donating to.
Shaw also told the staff they could have the day off if they wanted to protest, something the William Temple House thrift store did as well.
We would like to be part of that movement, and at the same time, if we don't open the thrift store, then it affects our ability to offer free food in the pantry and mental health counseling, and so what do?
Kraft landed on making the thrift store cash only Friday.
And that keeps 100% of the money local. It cuts out credit card and banking fees, so in that way I think we are honoring the aims of the strike. And at the same time, we're continuing to serve the community.
He hopes Friday's strike helps move the needle.
I hope it shows the economic cost of continuing to target the immigrant community, continuing to escalate violence that disrupts whole communities, disrupts business.
It's never fun saying no to sales when small businesses really struggle, especially in January, but it was a choice that we felt we needed to do.
Always Here Bookstore in Northeast decided to pause sales Friday, but remained open as a community space.
We move things around, we put out chairs and tables, we have materials for making signs, we have our mutual aid distribution still going.
And Hart says the community gave them a boost on Thursday.
People bought books from us yesterday to donate today before our online shop closed at midnight last night that we just have for free for folks who are going to come visit.
And all of the business owners told us that they themselves also abstained from buying anything today. David?
Jake Coulter downtown tonight. Thanks, Jake. By the way, this was the scene outside Northeast Portland's McDaniel High earlier today, where students, some from other schools, held a walkout in support of the anti-ICE protest nationwide.
My parents are immigrants. My grandma immigrated here 30 years ago, and I'm going to be the voice my grandma would expect me to be and defend my people and my family.
Like, it's important for everyone to show our voices, like if you're a student, if you're an adult, anyone, you got to just say what you think, For
the district's part, Portland Public Schools said it treated today as a normal day.